Hey, y'all. Here we are again to push out this thing called purpose. Okay, remember I said that this month is about birthing what it is that God has placed in us, getting into the earth, the reason that He put us in the earth. Okay, so yesterday, in the past couple of days, we had been kind of focusing on not comparing, making sure that you pay attention to what God has given you. And so we're still in that same vein. It's a little different than the direction I thought we were going to head in, but I heard something this morning. And so that's where I want to focus. I want to encourage you, use what you got. And I know that's not proper English. I'm okay with it. Use what you got, okay? God will never require you to use something He has not given you. He's not going to require you to use more than what you have. But when you begin to use what He's already given you, He can breathe on it, He can bless it, He can empower it, He can multiply it. I'm going to give you some examples. Moses had a rod. God told him to put that thing out. And when he extended it, first of all, before they even got to the sea, there had been so many miracles using a stick that was in his hand, a stick. But God got in it and it became something more. Okay. It became a supernatural thing that God used. The little boy, they had the fish sandwich. He had that fish sandwich. All he had was two fish and five loaves of bread. But God fed more than 5,000. Okay? 5,000. That wasn't counting the women and the children. All it was. But it seemed like barely enough for a kid. But because it was yielded to God, He could do something with that thing. The widow of Zarephath, when the prophet went to her, God had told him to go. When he saw her, he told him to make him. He told her to make him a cake. Give me some bread. And she was basically saying, really, I don't have enough. Look, I was getting ready to make me and my son some bread. All I got is a little bit of meal and a little bit of oil. Make my son some bread so we can die. But when she obeyed the instructions, she ended up having enough to sustain not only her and her son for that one time, the prophet, and then it says the family. Um, there's a widow in Second Kings chapter 4. Um, she was telling Elisha, what look, my husband is dead. He was your servant. My husband is dead. They're talking about coming to get my sons to make them slaves. You need to help me. So he's like, all right, what do you have? Nothing. Nothing but a jar of oil. Hey, that but makes all the difference. Stop focusing on what you don't have. My pastor always says, once you say but, nothing on this side of the B matters. It's everything on the other side of the T that matters. When you say nothing but, that means you have something. If you can put a but, you have something. So I'm encouraging you, look around you. What do you have? When this woman said all she had was a jar of oil, he said, get it. He gave some instructions. Again, instructions. They obeyed the instructions. And by the time this thing was over, he told, look, sell all the oil that you have from one jar, from a nothing but. Sell all the oil you have, pay your creditors, and live off the rest. Went from nothing but to more than enough with obedience. So I'm encouraging you, stop focusing on what you don't have so you can see what you do have. Okay? Okay, get out of your head right now and just see. Just see. See what it is that God has placed around you, what He has in you, and then yield what you have to God so that He can do the miraculous with it. I want to remind you, God will never require you to use what you do not have. If you don't have it, He doesn't want it from you. God is not going to require what you do not have. So look around. See what you have at your disposal. See what you have on the inside of you, and then obey His instructions. Okay? Obey those instructions so He can get the glory that He deserves. This has been One Moment with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing motivation. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you got to flutter before you can fly. But flying is in your future.